quite well.
No. We're not opponents. I just beat you.
Whoa, Kareem, what do we have the pleasure? Are you ringing up to just gouge Ricky Pellegrini, or have you got a question?
I want some inside scoop. So it's kind of difficult the last 2 weeks. There's been a lot of rotation in the teams. There's a game midweek again this week after this packed fixture schedule. Then, albeit they have a rest for the FA Cup, but who do you see being rotated this week? And do you think I should take that into consideration when I make my team?
To beat Pellers.
Oh, easy.
Easy peasy. I like the fighting talk, Kareem, and may the best man win.
He's going to take you down, Pelly.
I am definitely going to take you down, Kareem. Essentially, it's a good question.
The FA Cup on Saturday.
FA Cup is on Saturday next week, so there will be teams keeping one eye on that. I think there's a few.
But we've
teams
seen a lot of
there.
rotation, and it's hurt people the last 2 weeks, hasn't it?
It's really hurt.
Some of them
people.
forced. There's been some injuries. You've got Vardy. Was Lundstram injured, or was that just?
Yeah, but you just got to look at like game week. What was it? 19. Danny Ings was rested.
Danny Wings.
I think Chelsea played Southampton, so they perhaps thought 20. Southampton had an easier game against Palace. Palace good team, but Southampton were at home. But maybe they thought Danny Ings could score. Also Brighton, Maupay. I was putting my money on him. Spurs played Brighton, Maupay on the bench.
I didn't see that coming.
Maupay then I look at it because Brighton had then got Bournemouth at home. So for those teams in the relegation zone, it's more important to perhaps get the points and perhaps progress in the FA Cup for this week. So will the relegation teams be more likely to play a full strength and then
I think they will
week in the FA Cup?
Yeah, I think a game like West Ham versus Bournemouth, they're both going to play their full strength sides. They're both in a relegation scrap. There's like a point between them.
You have to.
You brought up a great point in the first part, Jimmy Ferguson, about Liverpool. You'd have expected them to rest their players. Yeah. Really surprising after the FIFA World Cup. They stuck by the front three, Mane, Salah and Firmino.
So what do you see Liverpool doing this week?
Well, with Liverpool, they're playing Everton, right, in the FA Cup,
United.
which is
in
the FA Cup. So that is going to be that's the derby. That's the derby. The Scousers will be fighting.
And Klopp, he wants to win absolutely everything. Right? It's on the Sunday. It's
on the Sunday, but they do play on the Thursday, right, on January 2nd, 2 days up against Sheffield United. But will they take the foot off the gas? I can see either Mane or Salah being rested in this Sheffield United game.
In the Sheffield United one.
Ahead of that FA Cup game. I don't see how they continue to do it, but maybe
and what about Firmino? He's been on fire, you think he will stay in?
I agree with him. I don't think Firmino will get rested because he's been on fire. Yeah. I could see Origi coming in for a Salah or a Mane.
Yeah, and I could actually, dare I say it, I think Alexander-Arnold could be rested for this one.
What about also, they do like to bring in Shaqiri. There was one game when, is it Shaqiri or is that the singer?
Yeah.
Shakira.
My hips don't lie.
Wow, beautiful ask.
Forever.
As we were there, mate, Shaqiri and Origi could actually come in, and it's happened before where they have rested both Salah and Mane. So I think you're onto something there, Ricky Pellegrini. I
think Klopp will also be nervous. They're now 13 points ahead. Sheffield United have a solid defensive record this season, which a lot of us have benefited, and I think he'll want to win that game.
But do you think Sheffield United might rest some players? They might look at the FA Cup and think got a chance this year.
I don't think they will, just because
let's be honest, they're not going to get into Europe, right? They're achieving well above at the moment.
Do you know who they're playing in the FA Cup? Flight.
Filder.
I don't even know how to say the name of the team. Fylde.
Yeah, you had it right.
I
think.
No, I think it's Filder.
Filder.
Yeah, they just got beat 2-1 off Stockport Town.
Okay, so Sheffield United won't rest anyone.
I think they'll be
fine.
Play the week
and it's a good point. To quote MVD, this could be a banana skin for Liverpool.
No offence to any Filder.
But I think Liverpool would have enough if they did rest one of them to still beat
Sheffield United. I agree, because they've got Gomez who can play right back. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold might be at risk here, and I think a lot of us out there who would have just transferred in Trent.
Yeah.
And Mane, I reckon he'll be a captain contender as well this weekend, and that could be a risk.
So we think that.
So I think Liverpool. This is going to be the game where Liverpool, I think, do finally rest some players.
They rest some, but who it will be, we don't know. That's what you've got to think about. And I'd say Mane.
Yep.
You're saying Trent.
I'm saying Trent. Yeah.
Sean John McGinn fanboy. Anyone from Liverpool or any other team that you're seeing rotations?
But Man City, we know rotate, right? We're talking about.
Yeah, they're the master of rotation, aren't they?
And Pep's already conceded the title, so they might want to win the FA Cup.
Yeah,
they might, and they're blessed. They have a fixture they should win on Saturday. Saturday evening, they're playing Port Vale at 31 minutes past 5. All the FA Cup games starting 1 minute later. So they should win that. They should be confident. They should be confident enough to overcome Everton this weekend. That being said, Everton have really shored up their defence since Blake Dunk got involved, and he kind of sorted them out. So they'll be nervous there, but I think that Aguero's just came back from injury and he's played 2 games on the bounce. He did come off as a sub, but I think this will be an opportunity to get him back out of the team and get him some rest, and I don't see Aguero playing. And that's why I'll be nervous or hesitant to put him in my team right away now. But that being said, it's a good time to get him in your team. He's still cheaper than he was, right? People we saw that partnership at the weekend. If you get him in the team now, you kind of miss out before he misses the rush.
Always scores. He's still the main man. If he's playing, if he's starting, he gets on the score sheet. But you've just raised a good point there, John McGinn fanboy, about Everton. Now they're playing Liverpool at the weekend. Will they be concentrating on the league? With Carlo Ancelotti on a good run now. He's 2 wins on the bounce.
There's 2 tough games for them.
Facing Man City away, you'd think all the Everton fans will want them to go and have
a go. And it's 2 games away from home. Yeah, and I think they kind of, at the moment, they need to consolidate their league position and make sure they get up there. New manager coming in, I don't think they will be taking the foot off their gas.
Yep.
I think they will be playing to full strength. To be honest, I don't know how much option they have about playing or being lenient on that, but I think they really need to concentrate on the league.
They don't seem to have much depth. I think that's a very good sort of point in the fact, again, the teams that are in that relegation zone are going to want to try and get 3 points, and it could make for some very good games this week. Yeah. Where you might have Man City rest a few, Everton won't. You then got sort of Watford versus Wolves. I think in that one, Watford, Wolves might think that they got a chance of winning the FA Cup. It could be a competition that they want to win, that they're not going to win the Premier League. They might come 5th, but they may well want to win it. So they might rest some players. But Watford, on the other hand, don't see them resting any players. They need to get out of that relegation zone. Yeah. FA Cup is not important to Watford. And then, the only other team, and Kareem, I think I'll find, your question will be done after this, but I think Arsenal, Manchester United is an interesting one for me. Whilst I say, the teams in the relegation zone might not rest players and will keep them for game week 21. Similarly, Manchester United going for 4th position. That's far more important, I think, to Manchester United than winning the FA Cup, which is a sad thing to say as a United fan. We've always wanted to win every single trophy. We still want to win every single trophy, but I do feel that the priority for Ollie is getting 4th position, and he might rest a few in the FA Cup game against Wolves, but he won't rest against Arsenal. I think he'll play his strongest team against Arsenal, and then on the other foot, Arsenal, who have they got in the FA Cup?
Arsenal have got a game against Leeds United on Sunday.
Okay, so they've got time to recover, so they'll play a full strength team as well, because they also probably want 4th, but they won't get it.
With Arteta in the side, running the side now as well, that would be interesting.
So they're the key teams that I see, and I think you boys see. So that's pretty much answered your question, Kareem. Any other questions, mate, or words for Ricky?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good answer there. But Ricky, I was hoping for a bit more insight. I want you to give your secret away. You're charging up the league, it seems. Just watch your back.
What? Kareem's not even in the league and he's having you, mate. He's going to take you down in the cup. It's not just the FA Cup.
What did you do to them?
Kareem, you're going down, mate. Don't worry about that.
Kareem, you might have hung up, but we know you can hear. You ain't going to take out the left back in the changing room, main man here. Top 1,000 last year. He's going to do you. He's coming for you and your knives. Right, boys. There we have it then. So that was a lovely rambling from the dugout from Kareem, who Ricky is taking on in the cup.
So fixtures are all this Wednesday. One game being played on the Thursday night. Taking advantage of the New Year's Day schedule. Make sure you get your team in early.
So when do we have to do it?
12:30 on Wednesday. So the deadline will be 11:30, an hour before that first game.
Yeah. So if you're out on New Year's Eve,
you better
do it before you go out.
Or on your way home at 7 a.m. in the morning. Like we all know you will
be drunk. You would do a Captain Russ.
We still never heard from him. We did send an inquiry to him asking if he had meant to play that wild card, but hey, we'll see what's up there.
So lads, game week 21 starts Wednesday the 1st, as you said. What teams are you looking at?
One of the tastiest fixtures that stand out to me. I've got a few players from their teams. Is Southampton Spurs. 3 o'clock on the Saturday afternoon, and it's just, should I stick with Kane or not? So I've had him in and I took him out. I had him as my captain, took him out, he did well. Put him as my captain again, he did well. So then I've stuck with him, but now I think it's time to move on. But he has had an impressive scoring record against Southampton. So I think that, to be honest, I think that maybe you want to kind of look at Tottenham, and I think that they might come back and do well against Southampton.
I mean, Kane's got 11 goals this season. Danny Wings, he's got 12 goals.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
Southampton
at home as well. Danny Wings does look absolutely superb. Me and Jimmy were, sat at the bar earlier and were saying we keep missing out every single week that Danny Wings keeps scoring. We keep thinking it's the end of his run.
But I also said I'm stubborn in the fact that I feel like he is getting such luck. Even Crystal Palace gifted him a goal. They just passed him the ball one-on-one with the keeper.
Straight
Fair
to Danny
play,
Ings.
he's got to finish it.
So from watching the game, and what I never really understand about Ings and have benefited is his goals, a lot of them have been scrappy, but he keeps getting free bonus points.
I've worked this out. I worked it out on the weekend. The reason is because he doesn't do anything else wrong, because he never gets the ball.
Yeah.
So the only good thing he does is the number of touches he has in the game to goals, and he's not giving the ball away because he never gets the ball.
And he hits the target.
And he's not letting a goal in, because if you're a defender, as soon as you let a goal in, you ain't getting the clean. You're not getting the bonus points.
And he does hit the target as well. So when he does get the ball, he does hit the target.
And strikers don't lose points for letting goals in. No. So he's kind of the perfect striker in that respect.
Yeah, fair to Danny Ings. I don't know how this game will go. But
you've got both strikers though, right?
I've got both. Yeah.
If you had to choose one, Sean John McGinn fanboy,
if you were going to bench one of these boys for this game,
to be honest, at the start of the season I was ridiculed for it, but I stuck with Danny Ings, and I would actually keep sticking with him at the moment.
Yeah.
I think Kane's not going to be my captain this week. I don't think Ings would make it up to that spot either, but I think I'll keep him in my team.
You're going to keep Kane in your team?
No, Ings in my team.
Yeah.
I would be more. I think I'll keep them both, but I would be more inclined to keep Ings in my team.
He's just got a great price tag as well, isn't he, Danny Wings? So
he is, and it's increased a lot, but I think he's still good value.
As Kane.
Yeah, exactly. So Kane, I would get rid of. Dele Alli, you touched on in the first half of the show. He's not been great, right?
I mean, he scored a lovely goal against Brighton 2 games ago. Very nice little finish. But
is it enough?
But not in the last 4. No, he like I said to you, he is temporary, and he is not. I can't remember my beautiful phrase earlier.
Yeah, class.
He's not class. He's classy, but he is not world class.
And I think it's time for me to get rid of Aurier. That own goal, to be honest, I think was a bit harsh. It hit off his foot, but I just don't know. It's not really doing it for me. It's not really turning me on anymore.
Defending again.
They keep conceding. They keep conceding.
There'll be goals in this game.
Jose Mourinho must be fuming at that record, because they just keep conceding. So, like you say, Danny Wings probably odds on here.
So, Sean, what do you think the score will be in this one?
I think, to be honest, it'll be close. I think it'll be 1 each.
Goals from both teams.
Yeah,
and the main strikers in both to get them.
No, I think it'll be Ings for Southampton, because they've got no one else. And to be honest, for Tottenham, maybe Eriksen.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, Eriksen's
Great free
looking
kick from
good.
Eriksen last
he
week.
started the game, didn't he, at the weekend? So
he's a player that thrives on form as well, and he scored 1. I can see him getting another. I think that's a good call. Eriksen would be a good shout. When does Son come back?
He comes back the following game week against Liverpool. So it's a questionable game to get Son into your team, because you're then banking on him coming straight into form and also doing well against Liverpool. So I reckon a lot of people will hold off until after the Liverpool game, see how Son performs back into the team. That's saying he will go straight back into the team. With Eriksen playing well, you never know.
Definitely. So here you go then. We've heard from Sean the John McGinn fanboy on the game he's looking at, and he sees points there. Ricky Pellegrini, anywhere you're seeing points this week?
I have to talk about West Ham versus Bournemouth, just because it is a relegation scrap. I think there will be goals, right? Callum Wilson has one of the best records against West Ham. He always scores against West Ham, so that is one to spot. We haven't really thought about Callum Wilson since...
How many has he got against the Hammers?
A lot. Let's just put it that way.
Too many to count.
Too many to count. I've been there in myself at the London Stadium and at Upton Park, where he just ran around the whole team and scored a bunch of goals. But yeah, I think Bournemouth will be out. They're just above us in the Premier League.
It's a big game, mate.
West Ham, David Moyes' first game. Will they follow that trend of all the managers that have come in so far, and they've gone on an upsurge? Nigel Pearson, Jose Mourinho when he first came in, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he first came in. So
till this day, mate, with Ole up in
Ole,
riding high.
So I think this is going to be a good game. I just think there'll be goals. Obviously, West Ham struggled to keep clean sheet despite Fabianski back from injury. There's going to be one to watch.
Ricky, I like what you're saying though. West Ham, Bournemouth. I do think there's goals in the game, and I like what you're saying about. Although you've got a new manager coming, I don't see Moyes being able to steady your defence. It was like when Mourinho came into Spurs. Right, they were three goals up, but they can't defend, and they won 3-2 against Bournemouth.
The pressure's
This is going to be a game with